Hey everyone, today we are going to start with making a custom pack. This is going to be the Wild Summon pack. So I'm just going to show kind of how I create these packs. It's not about min-maxing the pack, it's about filtering by whatever category we pick, in this case summons, and picking every pet that we can. Obviously you see in some cases we can't, there's too many. And there's a couple adjustments I might make. Yeah, you see there I skip Pelican on purpose because I'm like, yeah, probably not going to be a strawberry run. I do plenty of Pelican runs. Take off Kitsune for amalgamation, just kind of makes sense. Monty amalgamation, there we go. Yeah, same thing with tier 6s here, just picking everything that's kind of relevant. Yeah, of course we're going to have Grizzly Bear in there. And I figure we're probably not going to scale that much, so German Shepherd, maybe not that good, but probably better than Jersey Devil. So I'm going to skip the rest of the pack creation. I just fill it with pets I love. So you're going to see a lot of pets that I use typically. Chipmunk, Ant, Marmoset, Barghest, all the usual suspects here. So we're going to have two runs in this video. This main run here, which is a main run in itself, but it kind of goes hand in hand with the bonus clip. So it's kind of two main runs. The bonus clip we pick up on like turn 7 and I show the rest of the run from there on. And it's kind of showing the two sides, I guess, of it. This run here is going to be utilizing a newly updated pet that's very, very strong in my opinion. And yeah, it's fun creating these packs because you're putting essentially all the pets that are available for that type. But like I said, you're not really min-maxing the whole pack itself around that synergy. But there's plenty of options available to make very, very strong teams with the type that you chose. So we know this is going to result in something crazy, and usually with summons you have really good tempo. So I figured these games were going to be like very early rounds. I don't think that was the case. But my whole goal here is basically trying to set up for pivots to the higher tier like good units, as well as making sure I'm trying to preserve those hearts and maintain that tempo. So level 2 Spider is like one of the best things we can get on this early turn. Seeing all these pets, all these tier 3 pets are amazing, right? And typically in the summon pack, we have a level 2 horse. You'd think, okay, well, you're probably going to take Anteater and Sheep and like tempo it out. But I decide to just kind of like invest in later. And you see we get a hatching chick on the team, and then we get a giraffe, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's kind of unexpected. Now we have a scaling team and a summon pack. And that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, especially having a level 2 giraffe on, what is this, turn 4? That's actually insane. A 6'4" level 2 giraffe on turn 4. I mean, that's something. That's something to smile about. Immediately, we see another hatching chick, so that's pretty cool. And here's the question, do you get greedy? We have 2 potential level ups. So yeah, sell the horse. Now we don't have a summon team. So the question here is, how do you keep what you have going here, but then also pivot it back to a summon team? Because what we got going here isn't it? It is definitely not it. So I thought about throwing in the towel there on the Marmoset, decide to greed roll, and luckily it pays off. And yeah, I'd say the pivot to the higher tier pets, it kind of starts on the tier 4s. There's a lot of good options on tier 4 summon pets, as well as pets that can help us pivot further. But right here, you see 2 great backline summon unit options, the Mimic, which is a gold generating unit, and the Saiga Antelope, which was recently updated to give 3 trumpets instead of 2 for every 2 friends faint. And immediately get the hatching chick level up, and immediately get another Saiga Antelope. So on turn 6, we have level 2 Giraffe, level 2 hatching chick, 1.5 Saiga Antelope. Freeze a pill because I figure I just need to get rid of this beta fish and get some summons on my team. And I put the Saiga Antelope in the middle to maximize the scaling, just hoping we're going to get 1 Saiga Antelope trigger. Hopefully it's enough. It's not. We go down to 2 hearts. I'm not sure. I think I mentioned it. This was my first run in this pack as well. So that's the main reason I wanted to show this run first. I'm still kind of figuring things out, and you could see I defaulted to like, yeah, the level 2 hatching chick. But I know the Saiga Antelope is the way. It is the way we want to go. It's going to carry us to the promised land. I'm trying to consider now, can I move it back a little bit? What do we do here? Some good options. I would love to get the level up on the Barghest or the Saiga Antelope. But at a certain point, you gotta throw in the towel. There we go. We finally do it. Bring in the platypus, and there's a hatching chick. So another question, or another kind of test. When you get a level 2 hatching chick, obviously as quick as possible, if you have the opportunity to push it to level 3, you do. But at what point do you draw the line and say, it's probably not worth that 9 gold. I'd rather just look for crows or chocolates or whatever to help out. And here we go. 12 trumpets on the Saiga Antelope. It's enough. We have Whale Platypus, even though we're flinging one of our summons. Decide to commit to the hatching chick. There's a slug. Whale Slug better than Whale Platypus for this team. And are we going to do it? We do not do it. It's funny how hesitant I am in this pack. And yeah, it perfectly explains. It's my first run in this pack. And we find the hatching chick, so we're 1 away. No reason to freeze that pair. We don't care about scaling anymore. All we want is level 3 hatching chick. Push levels on everything. Pivot whatever we think is good in. We have a great setup though. So the transition from the scaling team to the summon team is almost complete. And now that we're down to 1 heart, it has to happen now. Turn 9, finding 2 secretary chicks in the shop is almost a dream come true. But we have Saiga Antelope. I don't want to run an awkward, like, 2 backline summon units. But Kappa's here. And Kappa is a great unit to use with Whale, because typically the opposing team's going to have all 5 units on their team at the start of battle still. So your Kappa units, you're going to get from the Whale. The opposing team's going to fling them. So they are not going to get their value. And I looked away for a split second. I thought I was pilling the Saiga Antelope just there. That freaked me out. Oh my gosh. That was wild. $12 trumpets, 18 trumpets. We got the stats to back it up. I mean, it looks good. It feels good. And look, we get more hatching chicks. Harpy, Eagle, and Orca, 2 great units. So that's kind of the problem in this pack, is you see all these there's so many good pets. And you're kind of just always like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Luckily, we stay somewhat disciplined. I got a comment recently that was like, what's your, what do other sap creators do better than you in the game? And I just, in general, I put it's being disciplined and paying attention to detail. A lot of times I'm like watching sports or something on my second monitor, and yeah, it's a tough one. I miss a lot of stuff. You know, you click end turn this little time, I'm kind of spamming click and like looking over at my second monitor and just kind of seeing what's going on. So Whale Kappa, level 3 hatching chicks pushing the levels on everything. I think I moved the Saiga Antelope back because I figured we just got to maximize the summons here. And with the level 2 Saiga Antelope, we're getting close to 50 trumpets on turn 10. It's actually pretty crazy. And this team is a good amount of summons, but it's not like fully maximizing them. I should probably put the whale in the front to swallow the saber-tooth. Not sure if we're going to get there. And that's kind of a crazy move if we're going to Yggdrasil fruit the whale. No, we do the hatching chick. Okay. Whale Kappa, getting a level 2 Kappa is only going to work if you have a 4 squad, if you have an open slot on your team already, because then the whale's going to swallow the Kappa at the beginning. You'll have 2 open slots on your team, you'll get both summons. The opposing team should fling both summons. And yeah, look at the team order. We moved the Saiga Antelope back because I figured, yeah, level 3 will guarantee 50 trumpets pretty much no matter what. And the snipe team, the potato was super clutch. We get a dog and a beta fish, so we can favorably trade back with our Kappa summons. And we clean up in the end. So we go to 5 trophies. We still need 5 wins at this point. Which is crazy because you think like, yeah, this team's pretty locked at this point. Just going for levels on stuff. Here's the problem. Like I said, level 2 Kappa doesn't really help this team in its current state. We're just going to fling that extra pet. 2 pizzas, probably the best thing we could have gotten. We have the level 3 Saiga now. I could go for level 2 Sabertooth because the Kappa summons go in the front. So you see the Sabertooth there was in 2nd position when it fainted. I could get 2 mammoths, so that could be nice. And look at this, the sheep from the Kappa. It's just the best. It's the best. I was very pleasantly surprised. I was like, Kappa is a great unit to have, considering the tier 3 summon units you can get. Anteater, sheep. There's at least a couple more I'm missing that are good units to get. I mean, stuff like dog and beta fish are just good to get as well. Obviously, dog good to get if you get it in that 2nd position. Yeah, I think I recognize at this point that leveling Sabertooth is probably the best. I think level 3 Whale also not bad, right? Yeah, we should have the space on the team at that point. And we run into a roll team. It's very scary. With a back sunfish. Respect to that. Luckily our potato absorbs a snipe. Our Saiga antelope has good stats. Level 2 Kappa, they fling one of the pets. We get a beta fish on the 2nd. We trade with their ohm. Our 45 trumpets can absolutely clean up the rest. It feels amazing. I was like, we are whale capping. Let's freaking go. What do you do with the team at this point? Right? What do you do? There's no point in leveling anything except whale. But I think, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Push whale level 3. We're looking for pizza, right? Chocolates. It's crazy. You'll rarely see me skip chocolates. I believe I'm going to skip this chocolate. It's funny, I'm looking at the pack because I really don't want to skip the chocolate. I'm looking for a reason to freeze that chocolate. And I actually do. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? It's kind of tough. It's kind of a tough spot to be in. Obviously, we could throw equipment. I don't think we have protective equipment. I didn't put mushroom just because I use mushroom so much. I put like Yggdrasil fruit instead, just to get a little diversity compared to my normal runs. Look at that. We get the sheep. They fling them both. I mean, this is a very strong team we're facing. We got the dog as well. The golden retriever can absolutely clean up. I mean, this run just kept surprising me. But here's the point. What do you do? So we get a Yggdrasil fruit on the whale. So, okay, we want the whale to be as far back as possible. It's going to spawn 2 goats and a level 3 Kappa. Hopefully the level 3 Kappa spawns, behind the goats? Else we might lose the summon. So I don't know if that Yggdrasil fruit was the smartest decision. And I'm even skipping a Sabertooth because I recognize there's no point. I think I literally throw a chocolate for a 1-1. And the Yggdrasil fruit, there's no point in throwing that. It's just going to end up flinging units. Luckily, I recognize the puppy. I get the toilet paper. That was a great move. Puppy, toilet paper, one of the best toys you can possibly get late game. I think even better in a lot of scenarios than Stinky Sock. I think especially in ranked. That's definitely, that's where I basically learned it from, watching people play ranked. And look at this, we get Sheepdog with our first Kappa summons. I mean, kind of the best thing you can ask for. What an absolute Goliath of a team, by the way. Level 2 Stego. They got the crane, they got the behemoth cooking now. I mean, it's just disgusting. Look, we got the dog. We get the osprey. Like, 50 trumpets. It cleans up. Still can't believe it. Still in shock. Watching this back, I'm in shock. On paper, the team does not seem that good. I mean, our stats, we just have a little bit of stats on the Saiga Antelope and Whale. It's turn 16. Remember what I was saying earlier? Summon teams typically are high tempo. You usually just win early if you're running summon teams. Not in this case. We got to sustain. And we've kept the dream alive. We're freezing foods at this point because I really don't know what to do. I'm surprised I unfroze that lasagna, but 9 trophies, 1 heart remaining. This is probably the final battle. It's a big team. Another level 2 stego. They're forcing it onto a monkey, which is interesting considering they have a stonefish there and a piranha that would greatly benefit from that stego. But we feed the camel even though we weaken it. We feed the piranha, which henceforth feeds the stonefish. Look at the stonefish. It's just getting so much attack. It just got buffed by something else. And our 50 trumpets gets annihilated by the stonefish. And the Whale Kappa dream is dead. So why was that the main run and this run wasn't? Well, I had this run listed as the main run, but I did not want to bring too much attention to it because we turn to the dark side. It is time to vulture. A lot of times I'm building these wild packs in a way that you see I'm taking everything. The pack isn't optimized, so I'm trying to see what synergy stands out within the wild packs. And one thing I realized is that whale is extremely versatile, especially that it keeps the stats now. So anytime I had some scaling going, I was like, oh, let me just bring in a whale, because previously the whale, any scaling I got in that slug, when the whale swallows it, it's going to spawn a base stat slug. Not anymore. It's going to spawn that 6/6 slug that we swallowed in the beginning. So it's great, and you already see the effectiveness of the vulture. Man, I felt so scummy running this with how much poop we talk. Sorry, I'm thinking about the poopitrators now. I'm thinking about all the metas, the old Jersey Devil, the old Team Spirit Leviathan, all the metas that we were pretty frustrated with. And check this out. No way I'm taking this rooster. I take a rooster instead of a 1.5 level up on the vulture. What are we doing? I guess I figure I have a giraffe, so I have some scaling on the rooster, and I'm assuming I have like the lasagnas in the pack. That's probably my plan, is just to like throw individual foods on this rooster. Rooster, I think, is one of the best summon units in the game. I think it's just very consistent. You need to invest a lot in it, so it's tough at times, but if you can get the scaling on it, it's basically just a worse Hydra. But it can absolutely mow through teams. But with all that being said, we're going to ride off into the sunset. So if you hung around this long, I really do appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.
No, I can't take the silence. Now I find comfort in